Hey guys, welcome to the first of GTPVM's quest guides. Today I'll be looking at the Grandmaster quest, which was recently released, the Brink of Extinction, which looks at the declining rate of Tazar being born into the species, and what the Tazar can do to prevent their species from dying. This is a Grandmaster quest. As such, it does have fairly high requirements. 80 defense, 80 smithing, and 72 mining. This, I'm going to be honest, was a little bit of a disappointment as far as quest goes. It was a Grandmaster quest, but it had very little combat. It had very little lore. It wasn't long. Without a guide, me and my friend James were able to finish it within at 2 hours, which was quite woeful. As far as Grandmaster quests go, the quest is played by. Initially, you are instructed to find the total of a couple of different champions of the Tazar race, and you do that using a locator orb, which is provided to you by the Tazar that you start the quest with. After you've found the different tokel, some of which you'll have to repair after you mine it from a statue, it isn't difficult. It gives you the instructions. It's similar to the enchanted key. After you've the tokel, you then have to locate 3 Gal, which are the Tazar born without memories. After you've done that, you are taken to the Elder Kiln, and the quest really kicks off from there. Once you've located the 3 Gal, you are instructed to go to the Elder Kiln, and there are a series of cutscenes and quite a bit of dialogue, which you can read through if you want to. It explains quite a bit about what's happening to the Gal and to the Tazar race. Following that, you are instructed to pursue the Gal Zox, who killed one of the Tazar, and you pursue him through a series of caves. Using the locator orb, you track Gal Zox throughout the caves, the Tazar caves, until you reach a cave entrance where you, using the locator orb, you are allowed in. At first you won't be allowed. You have to scan right next to the door, first of all. Once you're inside there are a series of challenges, including a placing the Tazar weapons on pedestals. The challenges increase in difficulty and complexity. They aren't too difficult, and there is combat in between, which really focuses on the combat triangle. At this point, at about the 3rd wave, I believe it is, you encounter the first instance of the Fight Cauldron, which is the new minigame from which you can retrieve obsidian shards to make the obsidian armor. Again, this focuses heavily on the combat triangle, as does most combat in the evolution of combat. The tricks to completing this particular minigame are to avoid the glowing hot plates, and you will get several moments of warning before they start damaging you. However, they do hit incredibly high for a percentage of your health. As you'll probably see at some point throughout this recording, I screwed up a few times. It is quite an interesting minigame, and I'm enjoying it. However, the rewards are not quite as good as could be expected. Now, from this point out, the pattern of the caves essentially repeats itself with another pedestal challenge, and then another different style of challenge, followed by the next instance of the Fight Cauldron. I'll jump to that now. As I said, at this point it is just a repetition of the pattern of pedestal challenge to a more intricate challenge, some of which were very annoying, including the one that I'm showing at the moment. And then the Fight Cauldron. Conclusion of the quest, which is the 3rd wave of the Fight Cauldron, you have to fight the boss monster Tokar Hawk. This is quite a difficult boss monster to fight, as he is capable of hitting 3 to 5,000. So I got hit for a 6,000 at one point. However, his hits only go that high if your prayer drops. You have to pray melee to defeat him. I didn't actually manage to catch any of the recording of that particular fight because it just made me lag too much. But it is quite a difficult fight. James, who, as I said, was doing the quest with me, died a few times in Nex armor, and I'll discuss the best method of killing that boss in a later video, focused entirely on that. At the conclusion of the quest, you are instructed by the Tazar to return to the Elder Kiln to discuss the results of the quest with the Tok'ha, which you do fight, but they aren't enemies, it seems. And the result of this is that the Tok'ha were the ones who were preventing the Tazar from properly reproducing and creating the Gal. At this point, the Fight Cauldron minigame is open to everybody. It is just basically the what happens during the waves in the quest, repeated many times over. As each monster dies, you can collect the obsidian shards used to create obsidian armor, which is unfortunately I was quite disappointed to find that out. The quest also provides the rewards of 100k mining XP, which I used to get 83 mining, as well as 275k combat XP in your choice of stat over strength, attack, defense, magic, or ranged. You can't choose prayer, constitution, or summoning. At this point, I'm not quite sure on a few of the mechanics of the obsidian armor. The pieces such as the obsidian plate require 5 bars, and each bar requires 12 shards, so that would be 60 shards, and the monsters drop a varying amount of shards from the Tok'ha Her, which drop 1 shard, all the way up to the Ket Zek, which drops I think it's 6 or 7 shards, which is quite good. It does mean that it is quite useless. The obsidian armor is essentially another form of void for fighting the obsidian monsters. It works by having the same base, body, legs, gloves, boots, and shield, with varying helms, much as the void set does. Other than that, there's not much else to say about the quest. I enjoyed the combat aspects of it. I didn't think there was enough lore there. That's my take on it. Tell me what you guys think, and leave a comment.